next one. Biggest difference between American and Chinese students in terms of learning styles. Um, so I kind of touched on this, but like the creativity thing is definitely a big one. But another one that I noticed was that Chinese students focus a lot on just memorization, kind of like what you were talking about. And I think it does stem back to the fact that just the language, like you have to learn how to memorize pictures as words. But also just like my Chinese roommate, she had this habit or this learning style really of just every night before bed she would have to like read a page out loud to herself and memorize that page in her textbook, and then she'd flip the page and then memorize that page. And like I can't do that, but I know that like a lot of Chinese students that's their method of studying.
That's like one of the essential skills you have to obtain when you're little. In primary school, like where you have to memorize this. You have to memorize this like by like tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. We never thought about it. At least me, I thought that's how everyone's supposed to learn. Like
Right.
other kids in the world is also doing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Like when you were in elementary school, I bet like you guys do a lot handcrafts. I heard.
yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Did you think you learned from that?
I think you learn a significant amount, and there's it, like I said, with my education classes you learn about like research that's been done that can tell you that this is actually effective, but like there's research that can back up every strategy. But yeah, we did a lot of stuff that helped us be active while also learning. So like while doing a math problem you can cut and paste numbers like onto a page, and then that helps keep your interest while you're trying to study that.
Yeah, but still, a lot of Americans hate math.
I know, exactly. And like there's another, like a lot of teachers try to make it very discussion based, and that still happens today. And so instead of just giving them a worksheet to figure out and like to write out answers to, they'll have you do group work so that you can actually talk about it and like talk about the reasons why your answer is correct and problem solve together. But there's not a lot of memorization. Like I can't remember the last time I just had to memorize a street.
But it's, I don't know, like I feel like it's more effective when you know how to apply a formula, the right formula, and then it's not only about memorization, like what we do, like as we do the problems along the way, we started like understand like why to use this equation, and like I don't know, it's kind of weird, but yeah, I actually went to American high school, and when I had algebra classes, my teacher like had us do like group work, group discussion, whatever. I just found that really annoying.
Really?
Like all the people were just like, I don't know, like just not as fast. Like they don't know enough like formulas, I guess. Like I don't know. I found it annoying because they talk too much. They talk more than they actually figure out the problems.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I understand. I hate group work too. I think, yes, I do.
Or like, I don't know, just like, I don't think in math. Okay, never mind. It's a different topic. Okay, sorry.
No, you're
I'll
good.
cut this
You're
part.
good. You're good. But yeah, so I think that's one big difference is that Chinese students tend to memorize more, and American students aren't expected to memorize as much, I guess.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also one of the most common ones. Is there like another like uncommon one you can think of?
An uncommon one. I don't know if this is necessarily a learning style question, but I had a lot of conversations with my Chinese roommate over in China, because we talked a lot about grades and like GPA expectations, kind of.
Yeah.
Because I think that in America, like GPA is important, but there's also an expectation that you need to be involved in extracurricular activities like clubs and things like that. And she was saying how upset she was because in China she felt like GPA is the only thing that mattered, because you can do clubs on the side, but ultimately like you have to be able to take a test, and like it's very test oriented, and it's not so much in America.
Yeah. Sometimes your parents or teachers will tell you that you're spending too much time on club activities, and it's kind of like wasteful. You should spend like more time if your GPA is not high enough.
Right.
You should spend more time on GPA.
That's crazy. Yeah, because like I'm really involved in clubs here, and like one of the biggest ones is student government, and I can confidently say that I spend more time on student government than I do on schoolwork in a week. And it's just, and I love it. I love it so much, but like, my grades are still fine. Like, I don't have a 4.0, but, like, I still keep good grades, and I'm not worried about moving forward because I know that I don't have to take one big test at the end of college. Like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to interview for jobs, and they're going to see that I had work experience on student government, and we can talk about that, and I'll still have a decent GPA to back me up. So
Yeah, I mean, GPA doesn't matter, like, after 10 years, but your experience at the student government, you know, might impact you in longer term.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Awesome.